Hi guys, welcome back to Word Wednesday. Today we are going to be discussing about breaking altars. As Christians, do you know how much power and authority we have when it comes to breaking altars? Not the godly altars, of course, the other altars. We are going to be discussing with the story of Prophet Elijah with the prophets of Baal. So in the Bible, it comes from the book of First Kings, chapter 18. Usome hapo utaipata mahali. So we are told that Prophet Elijah they were somewhere where it was a time of droughts, and the prophets of Baal walikuwa around 450 prophets of Baal and 400 prophets of Asherah. So they had come together and they had made two altars. So Elijah was telling them, told them, we are going to make altars and then we are going to call upon our gods and see which God is going to answer, to know who is the real and living God. So the two altars were made, and they made the prophets of Baal were given everything they needed, and also Elijah. And he said, "Bring two bulls." Of course, the two bulls are supposed to be sacrificed. So they brought the two bulls, and the prophets of Baal they were to go first. So they prepared their altar and all they were to do, and then they cut. Of course, they cut the bull and put it on the altar, and then they started praying to their God. So they started calling on Prophet Baal, telling him to their prophet and telling him, our God, answer us, answer us, from morning till noon. And Elijah even started mocking them and was telling them, kwani Mungu wenu amelala? Simumuamshe, shout, shout, shout louder than atawasikia. Maybe hawasikii, maybe ameenda kugraze, maybe ameenda wapi. He was mocking them at this point. So when it got to noon, they were still calling to their God, and was not answering. It got to a point that they started cutting themselves and shedding their blood. This was according to their rituals, to how they used to pray to their God. So they started cutting their nini, kutoa hiyo damu, kumwonyesha Mungu tunakuita, we are sacrificing, hata sisi tunajisacrifice, we are calling you, but nothing. Then it got to now the time for Elijah to call upon his God. Since now the God of Baal was not answering, Elijah got to the point of now calling to his God. So before he did so, he put his bull vizuri, and then akawaambia, you know what, chukueni vibuyu 4 kubwa kubwa, jazeni maji, mwaga juu ya hii altar. And they did so. They took all the nini, they poured the first time, and then he had even chimbad like trenches around, ndo maji isoak, like ibaki tu hapo kama kamtaro. And they did it the first time, and then he said, do it the second time, and they did it the second time, and he said, do it the third time, and they did it the third time. So Elijah hata hakukuwa na hizo siasa ati hizo sarakasi alikuwa nazo za kuzunguka kuchikatakata. He only said a few words to the Lord and who is the living God today. And I'm going to be reading it from the scripture to what he said to how he prayed. So this is what he said. He said, at the time of sacrifice, the prophet Elijah stepped forward and prayed, Lord, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let it be known today that you are God in Israel, and that I am your servant, and have done all these things at your command. Answer me, Lord, answer me, so these people will know that you, Lord, are God, and that you are turning their hearts back again. Then the fire of the Lord fell and burnt up the sacrifice, the wood, the stones, and the soil, and also licked up the water in the trench. Guys, unataka kuambiwa nini ingine ndo ujue that this God is a God who does wonders and miracles. So today, when we are talking about breaking altars, sometimes there are altars that are made in our lives zenye hata hatujui, from our generations, from our workplaces, in our homes, in the guests that tunakwanga tunakaribisha kwetu. You don't know what altar was built, but can you change those altars and break them down? Use the same words as Elijah used. And we're told anything that should remind God that has been used in the Bible, he will not fail you. Those altars that are being put in your homes, in your children, in your marriages, in your finances, wherever that you are, you can break those altars. Just call upon God. pray to him as Elijah did, and he will not back down. The fire will fall from heaven and it's going to consume all altars that are not right according to him and according to your life, and everything is going to come down. So before uanze kukimbia kwa pastor, wewe umejiombea kwanza, unakimbia na mashida zako alafu unataka kwenda kukaa vacation. Does not happen like that. If you're facing something, try to look for the root of it. Maybe kitu iko kwako kwa nyumba na haujui. Maybe uliinvite mtu kama mgeni kwako akakuja akakuachia vitu zake and you don't know what happened. Can you start making that altar at your home? Start praying at your home. Make your home your altar. Is it the sitting room? Kitchen. Anza Monday naombeanga sitting room, Tuesday naombeanga kwa kitchen, Wednesday tunaenda bedroom, Thursday naenda bafu. Everywhere, make sure that you sanctify your home. Break all altars that you don't know. Maybe ni mtu alihama, alikuwa anaishi kwa hiyo nyumba na ukahamia juzi. You didn't make the prayers before ulihamia huko. You don't know what altars were based on that house. Break them down fast. Put God altars first, and it's going to do you good things, and you will see bright things in your life, and he's going to remember you and to do you good. Let's remember that, and remember that our God is a God who's going to bring the fire down, just like he did it for Elijah with the prophets of Baal and Asherah. He will do it for you too. Thank you. Bye.